Warning, this video may contain spoilers, so if you don't want the movie of Iron Man 3 to be spoiled, do not watch or listen to this video. Hello everybody, this is MegaDirector123 here to talk about Marvel Phase 2 speculation. This video will be part 1 of 6, and I will talk about each movie of Marvel Phase 2 in detail and talk about what I think will happen in each of them. Sorry about Iron Man 3 being so early to its release. I've been really busy, and hopefully that the future videos will be a couple months prior to the movie's release. Now let's start off with Iron Man 3. What we know is that is after the events of Avengers, and Tony is really stunned by the events of Avengers. I mean, there's freaking aliens. I mean, I would be too. He's feeling really depressed, and he's got PTSD, really. So with him being so stunned by the events of Avengers, he improves his armor and makes 40 other armors for different uses and scenarios. Like, one will go into deep space, one will go into deep water, one will be used for stealth, and so on. And which brings me to the Extremis virus. I mean, Tony will help create the Extremis virus with Maya Hansen, who is the scientist who helps make the virus in the comics, and she will not be a love interest, which I think is a good idea because Pepper is always my main squeeze for Tony. I like her as Tony's girlfriend. She kind of keeps him under control. Also, and then Adrish Killian, which will be also the co-creator of the virus, he will also be he'll be kind of like Tony's business partner, but it's more like he'll play a hammer role. Like he's gonna be one of the villains. So, and he'll be the company owner of AIM Industries, which is in the comics it's a bad group to be in. It's like Hydra for Captain America. So he'll be the villain, and I'll talk to you on how he'll be the villain. Of course, the Easter eggs that we've seen in the past two films is the Ten Rings. It's that group that we saw. We see it in the desert with Tony Stark in the first one, and then we see Whiplash get papers in his passport from one of the Ten Rings guys. So yeah, with that in mind, the Mandarin is the leader of the Ten Rings. So I mean, he's always been a part of the Iron Man franchise, but we haven't seen him yet. And in this, he will not be mystical. Like, his Ten Rings won't have powers. He'll be more of a dictator role. I think he'll be mostly like Bane from The Dark Knight Rises. Like, yeah, I feel like he'll just be the dictator part, and he'll test Tony more based on his destruction of things than mystical. And there will also be a newly elected president that, well, it's around the time that, say, Avengers did happen in 2012. They're getting a new president. It's like we got Obama for 2013. So they're going to have a new president, and really, the new president is, after the events of Avengers, he has promised that he will take control of the country and make sure that something doesn't happen like that again. But of course, it will. So the Mandarin will be after the president. The Mandarin doesn't believe in a lot of the things America has been stand for, and he will test Tony. I mean, he doesn't believe superheroes are right for this world, and he wants to destroy the government, and really he's going to test Tony in this film like no one has ever before. Now, War Machine, Rhodey, is now Iron Patriot. I mean, we've always seen that. It's not, who am I talking about? It's not Norman Osborn from the comics because of licensing. And why he's called the Iron Patriot is because the government has blueprints from the second film. So now he will be the symbol for the government of Hope instead of Iron Man. And being Iron Man's friend, Rhodey, it definitely helps on both sides. And Rhodey, as the new symbol of his Iron Patriot, he will protect the president from the Mandarin. And of course, he doesn't. I don't think he doesn't really succeed, considering that there will be a plane incident in the film where Air Force One is pretty much going to crash, and everyone jumps out, and Iron Man has to go save them. So he'll first be after the president, and then Tony will publicly call out the Mandarin. He's like, if you want to really face me and test me, come to my house and we'll fight. So the Mandarin actually does go to Tony's house with helicopters and really destroys his house, destroys everything that he basically has built. Now, what am I going to talk about? Oh yeah, Tony escapes and gets off the grid. I mean, he gets Pepper to safety, which, of course, she will get the armor when she is going to safety, because I've seen it in the trailers and stuff like that. I don't know if we'll see her later in armor. I'm not sure, but definitely we see her in armor there. But I don't know if we could consider her as her comic book role as Rescue. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see for that one. Yeah. So Tony escapes and goes off the grid. So he lands. Reports say that he'll land in a Tennessee town. It's like a small town off the grid, and he can't have he can't fly anywhere because his armor is not charged enough, because his suit is run on power, and apparently he doesn't have enough power to go all the way back home. So he'll be stranded and he'll be off the grid. People are going to think he's dead. So with no hope, the Mandarin will continue with his plans. And I feel like the Mandarin will capture Pepper Potts after Tony goes off the grid. Yeah, that would be a great threat. And the Mandarin will get a hold of the Extremis virus, which the Extremis virus is, if I didn't explain it before, it is basically, it's like a virus that will help grow back limbs to humans, and then it'll give them super strength and stuff like that. Really, it's like a super soldier formula, except more improved, and it could be deadly. As the Mandarin will use it, he'll use it to make his army with the Extremis virus. I mean, you got a bunch of superhumans fighting, and I think, wow, that will be a struggle for Tony. And how does he get the Extremis virus? He gets it from Killian. That's where his villain role comes in. I mean, he will basically betray Tony Stark because he can. I don't exactly know why he would betray him, or maybe he just doesn't like Tony in the beginning, because I know in the beginning of the film we'll see a flashback to like 1999, and we'll see Maya Henson, Tony Stark, and Adrich Killian together. So something will happen between them that makes Killian betray Tony. So with the Mandarin making his army, he will inject the Extremis virus into Pepper. Now, will he control Pepper that way? I think so. I mean, there's no way to tell for sure, but I feel like the Mandarin will take control of Pepper, and that will be a great test, because Iron Man will, I mean, Pepper is his greatest love, so having Pepper be on the side of Mandarin uncontrollably will be a great threat to Tony. So, as the Mandarin is making his plot in motion, Rhodey will be looking for Tony after he disappears. And when he looks For Tony, he will run into the cyborgs Eric Savin and Ellen Brandt, which I don't think will be real cyborgs like in the comics. They'll just be injected with the Extremis virus, like in the with part of his army. So I guess you can kind of call them cyborgs because I don't think the Extremis virus is necessarily like biochemical. I think it's got some technology involved into it. So maybe that's how they become cyborgs. So yeah, Rhodey will run into at least those two cyborgs, and then after Rhodey will find Tony. At least that's what I'm assuming. Tony will find out that Pepper is captured and teams up with Rhodey to rescue Pepper and defeat the Mandarin once and for all. And on this little rescue mission slash war, he will bring his 40 armors. That's where you see in a trailer, you see him bringing the 40 armors to the Mandarin's base of operations. Eric Savin and Ellie Brandt, the two cyborgs, will be in the final battle, and it'll be awesome to see because those will be like the Mandarin's main henchmen. They will be like the bodyguards. They will be the most hardest to defeat out of all of his army. So I feel like near the end, Tony will fail to defeat the Mandarin. The Mandarin I feel like is too strong for Tony at first, and it'll be such a challenge for him. And this is where I think that Pepper would be a great place to come into. So I feel like she somehow becomes resistant to Mandarin's Extremis virus, like not exactly the abilities, but more as the Mandarin controlling her. So yeah, I don't know if it's whether or not it's through love or anything or something metaphorical like that, but I feel like she gets into one of Tony's Iron Men, one of the 40, and she saves Tony and defeats Mandarin as rescue. Now, I don't know if she'll personally defeat Mandarin or they will team up. I think a team up would be pretty cool, but she's not really, in the comics, she's not really a fighter. So, yeah. And that's basically all I have for the story. I don't exactly know what will be the last scene before the credits. I hope it's a good ending. I really do. I hope it makes me feel like I want to go see an Iron Man 4 and I want to see more of Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark. I don't know. Now the after credits scene. This one's a big one. I feel like it could go two ways. Actually, three ways. It could go three ways. The first way is Tony meets the Guardians of the Galaxy, the movie that will be out in 2014 with the team of space aliens pretty much guarding the galaxy. And he will join them up in space and become one of the members. And this I believe will be a really good idea considering that the Guardians might not do well at the box office, so having Iron Man in it will increase the potential of it doing good because everyone loves Iron Man. And then also another theory to this is one of his armors is for deep space. I mean, you even see an action figure of that. It's like, why that action figure and not others? Why deep space? So I don't know. The second way the post-scene credits could go as is we can get an introduction to Ant-Man somehow. I mean, we haven't really seen Ant-Man, and having a vision to see Ant-Man and Wasp, or potentially just Hank Pym and his girlfriend and wife, Janet. I think that will be an interesting thing if that's in the post-credits scene. And then the third thing, we get a little cameo from Bruce Banner, which is the Hulk, and I don't really know where to take that. I don't know. I don't think it'll be just. I don't think they'll show the Hulk, but I think Bruce Banner might be a good way to go. I don't know exactly know where to go with Bruce Banner, but it's been rumored, so we might see him. We might not. I personally hope he goes with the Guardians of the Galaxy. I think that will be awesome. So that's all I have to say about the Iron Man 3 speculation. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I really have really thought over the story, and maybe I'm wrong. I'll have to see on May 3rd. But yeah, anyway, tell me what you think. If you have any other speculation on the movie, tell me if you think this movie is going to be good. I heard it was going to be good, but some people don't like it. So yeah, just let me know. Rate this video if you like this video. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I will have the other 5 parts coming. Maybe not in the near future, but a couple months before each individual film comes out. So, and this is Mega Director 123 signing out.